Question 41. A third and goal at the B6. A34 is running with the ball towards B's goal line. At the B4, B46 punches the ball from A34's grasp, and the ball flies into B's end zone, where B recovers it. So, the first rule reference here is to the illegal batting, against illegal batting. This is not illegal batting because it says a ball in player possession should not be batted forward by a player of the team in possession. This is the other team. This is the opposing team. So we can't have an illegal bat. This isn't an illegal bat anyway. It's in the ball's not. It's not in flight. It's not on the ground. It's in possession of the runner. Okay, so it's not illegal batting. 851 refers to responsibility for forcing the ball from the field of play across a goal line. So it is attributed to the player who carries, snaps, passes, fumbles, or kicks the ball, unless a new force is applied to a grounded backward pass, kick, or fumble. We've talked about this one already. So this is actually a fumble by A34. Even though B46 caused it, A34 has fumbled the ball and it's gone into the end zone. So it's his force that put the ball into the end zone. Okay, so 853 tells us it is a touchback when, and we're going to go to C. Where's missing it? A fumble is the force. Okay, so if we fumble, if A fumbles, and that's the force that put the ball into the end zone, it's a touchback. The answer is C. Okay, question 42. Hurdling is an attempt by a player to jump with one or both feet or knees foremost over an opponent who is contacting the ground with no part of his body except one or both feet. Contact is required to constitute hurdling. So if we look at the definitions, this is Rule 2, guys. You new guys, read Rule 2 over and over. It's the one everybody ignores, and it's probably the most important rule in the book. Hurdling is an attempt by a player to jump, hurdle, with one or both feet or knees foremost over an opponent who is contacting the ground with no part of his body except one or both feet. That's exactly what he said in that first part, right? And what they're talking about is think of a hurdle, a race, a track race, hurdling. That one leg out, one leg back. It could be a knee forward instead of the foot. Something has to be foremost in front of the body. If a player were somehow to jump with both, jump straight up over an opponent, I don't know how they'd do that, but that wouldn't be hurdling. And if they were to dive, then this can happen at the goal line, right? If they were to dive, that is not hurdling. Okay, so in order for the a hurdling foul to be called, the defender has to have one or both feet on the ground. So if he is touching the ground with his hand and he hurdles him, that's fine. If he is diving and has no feet on the ground and he hurdles him, that's fine. Okay, so I think you get the gist. One or both feet have to be on the ground. The reason that we are emphasizing this call is because it's not being called a lot in by a lot of associations, by a lot of crews, because it's a very spectacular play, and people don't want it to be a foul, but it's been proven that it's dangerous. If you watch the video, the preseason video number 1, you'll see a great hurdle. The guy jumps over a guy that's standing straight up, and beautiful athletic move. I was the only one on my crew that threw a flag, And I know that's because the other associations and even crews in our association will not throw that flag, will not penalize that player. And we have to be consistent. So don't be afraid to throw it. The last part of this question, contact is required, is not true. So after all that, the answer to the question is false because of this last sentence. I'm not sure why he did that, but it's a gotcha, and just don't get fooled. So it is false. Let's move on. All right, so we are trying to determine the enforcement spot, whether we can extend the period for an untimed down, and what constitutes a safety. Now, we know, of course, that it's a safety because he stepped out of the end zone with the ball. That's a done deal. So B has to accept the penalty. So now the question is, where is the enforcement spot? And 852 says it is a safety when, and then the typical one, the runner carries the ball from the field to play across the zone goal line and becomes dead. That's exactly what happened. If we go down to C, we see a player on offense commits any foul for which the penalty is accepted and enforcement is from a spot in his end zone. Now, where is the enforcement spot? What kind of play is this? This is what you always ask yourself when you're trying to figure out enforcement spots. Well, it started out looking like a loose ball play because they were going to kick it, right? And that's one of the loose ball plays. But he never kicked it. He ran. He ran, and then ran out of the back of the end zone. So this is a running play. And where does a running play, where's a running play enforced? Say it with me. The end of the run. Where's the end of the run? The back of the end zone. So the enforcement spot is from a spot in his end zone. Therefore, it's a safety anyway. It doesn't matter whether they accept or decline. It's a safety. And when we have a safety, we do not extend the period for an untimed down. So the answer is A. The game is over. Question 44. K, 4th and 6 from the R45. K's legal scrimmage kick is rolling untouched at the R4. K87 is about to recover the kick when R3 kicks the ball to stop K87 from recovering the ball. The ball goes into R's end zone where it is recovered by R3. K accepts the penalty for R's foul. Just a little bit, he's using the word recover for the K player. K can't recover the kick unless it's been touched by R. So he can basically kill the ball. It would be a spot of first touching if he wasn't able to, keep it from, if he wasn't actually able to possess it. But he would not recover the ball. But I just want to make sure that you understand that if K87, gets that ball, it's not going to be K's ball. And R3 has no reason to kick that thing, but he does. Okay. So our rules references are 971, and that is right here down in the bottom here. No player shall intentionally kick the ball other than as a free or scrimmage kick. So that's the rule against illegal kicking, 10-yard penalty. 216.2H is, right here, and it defines a post-scrimmage kick foul, which is actually is what this is. It's a foul by R, so R3 kicked the ball, other than illegal substitution or illegal participation that occurs at the snap. Oh, I'm sorry, forget about that. When the foul occurs during a scrimmage kick, which is what we have, during a scrimmage play in which the ball crosses the expanded neutral zone, yes. The foul occurs beyond the expanded neutral zone, yes. Before the end of the kick. Now, the end of the kick is when the ball becomes dead, either by going out of bounds or by becoming in possession by R. So that's what happened here. Is R recovered? R3 recovered it in the end zone. So that's the end of the kick. Okay, and the foul occurred before that. And K will not be the next to put the ball in play. That's true as well. So this is a post-scrimmage kick foul. And post-scrimmage kick fouls do have special enforcement. It's not critical in this particular case. So the basic spot for a post-scrimmage kick foul is where the kick ends, when R commits a post-scrimmage kick foul. R fouls behind the post-scrimmage kick spot are spot fouls. So, where did the kick end? The kick ended in the end zone. So this is a touchback. Okay. So normally we would have it R first and 10 at the R20 had R3 not committed that foul. But R3 committed a foul at the R4, right? So we are going to enforce it as a spot foul, and it'll be R's ball, first and 10 at the R2. Okay, question 45. A, try, extra point, right? From the B3. A attempts a 2-point try. Quarterback A7's pass is intercepted at the B5 and run back for what would be a touchdown. Is this 1 point for B? Is this 2 points for B? Or is the ball dead when it's intercepted? B scores no points. So he refers to 8-3-3, which just says during a try, A may score 2 points that would be a touchdown, or 1 point for a field goal, or a safety by B under rules governing play at the other times during the game. So that's a difficult way of saying, if you kick the ball, you get 1 point. If you run the ball or pass it into the end zone successfully, you get 2 points. 422I tells us during a try, if B secures possession, or as soon as it is apparent that a kick has failed, gotta go all the way back up here. The ball becomes dead and the down is ended. Okay, so basically they can't, defense cannot score on a try. So the answer is C. The ball is dead when it's intercepted. B scores no points. Question 46. The following is illegal equipment. And the rule reference is 153. And we've talked about this already. Illegal equipment, there's a long list. Here it is right here. Illegal equipment. So, all of these. So here we got, here's the restriction against towels that have more than one visible manufacturer's logo. Okay. And they have to be, the towels must be the same solid color. So that's two of the four. Down here, eye shade, again, we've talked about this. This is straight out of the rule. Look, that is illegal equipment. And also an eye shield attached to the helmet that is not clear without the presence of any tint. This one's getting tougher every year because they're starting to put stuff on the clear shields that has a rainbow type of effect. When the light hits it. My suggestion is that in that case, if you can see the player's eyes clearly, and that's the reason we don't want it tinted, I would probably let it go. And remember, they can wear glasses. That is absolutely legal. Even tinted, it's right below here. Tinted eyewear is legal. Okay. So, when in doubt, have them take it off. just get rid of the shield. You can't have it. But it should be clear. But what the definition of clear is now is getting tougher every day. So I hate to be wishy-washy about that one, but it is happening. I saw it last year. Okay, so the answer is E, all of the above. Question 47. A 4th and 9 at the A30. During a run by A23 to the A37, B75 commits an incidental face mask at the A35. After the play ends, the Team A head coach swears at the line judge. And the rule references 10-4-5 and case 10.4.5b. Now, I would have liked it if he had included 216.2 because it talks about the types of fouls. And so typically when we have a foul by each team, it's a double foul and we replay the down, right? But in this case, the first foul occurs during the play. The play is over. It says after the play ends, the Team A head coach swears at the line judge. And by the way, it wouldn't have mattered if it had been if a double foul is defined right here. One or more live ball fouls other than non-player or unsportsmanlike are committed by each team at such a time that the penalty is offset. So even if the unsportsmanlike conduct had occurred during the play, we still would not have a double foul. Okay? Fouls offset. B, 1st and 10 at the A37. So in other words, he's inferring that you lose the down, and that's not correct. Both penalties are administered. A, 1st and 10 from the A27, A's ball, or both penalties are administered B, 1st and 10 from the A22. So the result of the play was, a 7-yard gain, which doesn't give A a first down. However, we have a foul during the play, right? So we're going to add 5 yards on for the incidental face mask. That's going to move the ball to the A42, which would give them a first down. Even if it didn't give them a first down, it'd still be 4th down. We'd replay the down. Now, we have to enforce the unsportsmanlike conduct foul on A. So now we're going to go from the 42 back 15 yards to the A27. So the correct answer is C. Both penalties are administered. A, 1st and 10 at the A27. And that would be true even if this, as I said, if the unsportsmanlike conduct foul had occurred during the play. We'd administer it the same way. Okay, both fouls would be administered. And it would still be first down. Okay, moving on. Okay, guys, I did not know this next question was coming up. This is just what we talked about. A, 4th and 1 at the A40 during the run by A23 to the A44. B75 commits an incidental face mask at the A42. During the run, the Team A head coach swears at the line judge. So it's exactly what we just talked about. We're going to administer both penalties. So in this case, we're going to go to the end of the run is A44. We're going to go to the A49 and then back 15 to the A34. And it's going to be A's ball. So it's going to be A, 1st and 10, A34. All right. Question 49. A, 4th and 1 from the A34. The quarterback sneaks for no gain to the A34. During the run, the Team B head coach swears at the line judge. Well, that line judge must really be bad. The rule references 10.4.5 and casebook 10.4.5b. We didn't talk about 10.4.5, and we should have. The last two questions both involve this rule as well. The basic spot is the succeeding spot for an unsportsmanlike foul. So a succeeding spot is where the ball would next be snapped or free kicked if a foul had not occurred. Okay. Now, we're not going to touch the second part because it's when a touchdown. It's what happens when a touchdown occurs, and we haven't had that yet. So the succeeding spot is where the ball would next be snapped or free kicked if a foul had not occurred. So in this case, the succeeding spot is the A34, and it was 4th and 1. So we're going to enforce the penalty against Team B, but A did not make the line to gain, so it's going to be B's ball. And, B says it all. Prior to penalty enforcement, the ball is dead behind the line to gain. B, 1st and 10 from the A49. Okay, so we're moving him back. A49. Right. So if you 10.4.5 B, it does cover this in a way, but I think C is actually a better case. With 4th and 40 from the A's 10-yard line, A1 runs to A's 44 where he is down. During the down, substitute B1 enters the field but does not participate. B1's foul is a non-player foul penalized from the succeeding spot. It is B's ball, 1st and 10 from the A49. So they penalized B for the it's basically an illegal substitution foul, but it's a non-player foul. And don't worry about it, non-player. So anyway, so in this case, they're going to get the ball after the enforcement of the penalty. B is. Oh, I hope that's clear as mud. Okay, so the answer is B. Okay, question 50 is sort of the reverse of the last question. A 4th and 1 at the A34. Quarterback sneaks into the A36, so he's passed the line to gain. During the run, the Team A head coach swears at that poor line judge, and using the same rules references, the 10.4.5 and 10.4.5B, and so basically, again, we've got line to gain is made, so we have a 1st down, and then we're going to enforce the unsportsmanlike conduct on Team A. We're going to move them back to the 21, right? So it's going to be prior to penalty enforcement, the ball is dead beyond the line to gain. A 1st and 10 at the A21. Answer B. Okay, we're halfway through 50 through 60, 51 through 60 coming up. You don't forget to subscribe, and if you want to see all of the testing videos, click on the playlist on the left.